Yeah, the R14, we've got Ray Huto tonight. Ray Huto in the R14 as we get ready to turn him loose off turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. We go feature racing here at the Can-Am Speedway. They'll dance off turn number 2 for the very first time. Down the backstretch, they will go. Justin White gonna jump out to the early lead. He'll take him down into turn at number 3 and 4. Tyler Bushy comes to the bottom of the racetrack, the X15. He'll take over spot number 2 as they head down into turn number 1. Bushy to the inside of the racetrack. Kevin Federley chases him off turn number 2 down the backstretch. A nice move to the inside of the racetrack. Good battle now for the 4 spot down the backstretch. Number 3K. Sean Kirby goes to the inside of the racetrack. He'll be side by side with the 28 of Burton Ward. They'll work door handle to door handle. Turn at number 4 down the front stretch. They will go. Taylor Dockstader, the number 60, headed back towards the pit area. So Dockstader headed back pit side. Now we got a battle up in front. We got a lead change midway down the backstretch. Bushy got a nose underneath in the custom rustic C&M quick lube ride. He'll go to the inside. Justin White to the outside. The Norwood Plumbing Dow Mechanical number 1X machine is going to get back in front, and we got caution out on the Speedway. A car stop all the way to the outside of turn number 1. That is the 3, the Martin's Garage, D&S Garage ride of Rick Duskus out of Watertown, New York. Duskus sitting to the high side of the Speedway. Caution flag is going to wave here tonight. Down to the turn number 4, green flag back in the air as they work off turn number 4. Bushy's going to step out of line one more time. The X15 machine looks to be your early leader. He'll take him off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Justin White settling into spot number 2. Side-by-side battle for the 3rd position. Here comes Sean Kirby to the inside of the racetrack, trying to get a nose on Kevin Federley. Couldn't quite get there. Federley able to hold him off as they go down into turn number 1 and 2. Again, Kirby looks to the inside of the Speedway, but Federley's just going to drive off the top side. Now here comes Burton Ward, the 28 machine. He'll look at the back bumper of the Sean Kirby 3K down to turn number 3. Burton about a half a groove lower, and here comes Ian Brissett to the outside. They'll trip to the top side of the racetrack off turn number 4. Brissett all the way to the outside of the Speedway, the 91, trying to close the gap. Eli Gilbert, the nice looking 2E, right behind these guys as they work off turn number 2 down the backstretch. There goes Gilbert down into turn number 3, trying to close the gap on the back bumper of the Ian Brissett ride. That is the battle for 6th and 7th place off turn number 4 down the front stretch. They will go. And these guys starting to close in on that lead group. Good battle off turn number 2. Justin White, the Norwood Plumbing Dow Mechanical 1X out of Winthrop, New York, holding on to spot number 2. Takes him down to turn number 3 and 4. Kevin Federley trying to square it off to the inside. This all going on back behind the X15 of Roger Bushy. Roger Bushy. That's Tyler Bushy down into turn number 1 and 2. Roger couldn't drive that well, so they go off turn number 2 down the backstretch. That battle will continue. White holding on to it, Federley trying to get to him as they go to turn number 3. White got a good run down the backstretch that time. Sean Kirby chasing them. Then it's Burton Ward up the hill. Now here comes Eli Gilbert to the outside of Ian Brissett off turn number 4. They'll be side by side. Gilbert trying to take the spot away. That's for position number 6 as they go to 2, and Eli Gilbert's going to drive by on the outside. The 2E machine. He'll go down the backstretch, and Gilbert now up into the 6th spot as the field works off turn number 4. Tyler Bushy down in front, followed by the 1 of Justin White, the 57 of Federley. Then it's the 3K of Sean Kirby. Burton Ward 5th. 6th is Tyler Burton. And we got a car slow on the front stretch. That is the 91 of Ian Brissett. Brissett not able to clear the field. And yellow flag is going to come out. Ian Brissett rolling to a stop right down here on the front stretch. Green flag's going to wave one more time off turn number 4. We go back to racing action. Again, Tyler Bushy's going to jump out to early lead, takes him off turn number 2. Justin White, the 1X, into the 2nd spot. Now side-by-side battle for the 3rd position. Kevin Federley, the bottom side of the racetrack. Sean Kirby outside him. Might have been slight contact there as they came off turn number 4. Kirby went up the hill. able to hold on to it. They switch lanes over here in turn number 2. This time Kirby put a nose to the bottom of the racetrack. Couldn't quite get there. Kevin Federle, Messina, New York, takes him down the backstretch. Out in front of Sean Kirby. Kirby out of nearby Watertown follows him into turn number 3 and 4. Right behind them, here comes Burton Ward, the 28, and the 2E of Eli Gilbert. They're going to shape up for the battle here. This is for 5th and 6th as they chase that battle into turn number 2. Burton Ward got a good run to the bottom of the racetrack. Eli Gilbert 2 car lengths back as they looked at turn number 2 down the back. 1 car slow down the front stretch. That is the number 3 of Rick Duskus. Duskus off the Speedway. He'll roll behind the wall down here on the infield, so we will stay green. Back up front, Tyler Bushy looking to go 2 for 2 the last 2 weeks here at Can-Am. Down the backstretch, about a 2.5 car advantage over Justin White. White trying to close that gap. Got close down in turn number 3. Tried to get to him, couldn't quite find it as they come down the front stretch. Good battle shaping up for the number 4 position as they work off turn number 2 down the back. There's that lead battle, and then back a distance behind these guys, a battle for 4th and 5th. There goes Sean Kirby to the outside. The 28 of Burton Ward comes to the bottom. They make contact over in turn number 3. They both stay straight, but heavy contact. Kirby went up the hill. He's able to hold the spot down into turn number 1 and 2. The number 28 of Burton Ward continues to chase him. Our first 5 cars now getting spread out around the field. Back up front, Justin White drives it in deep to turn number 3 and 4, and then slips way up the hill. Not able to close the gap on the back of the X15 of Tyler Bushy. Bushy out of turn number 2, down the back, continuing to show the way, about a 4-car advantage over Justin White, and then it's about 10 car lengths back to the 57K of Kevin Federle as those first 3 cars try to break from the field. Our starter, Mike Leclerc, is going to wave at the field on the front stretch. 5 fingers up, 5 more laps to go here in our first feature of the evening. The Fabco Dirt Car Prostock off turn number 2, down the backstretch, they will dance. And again, Justin White trying to close that gap. The differential between the first and second that last time by 0.671 seconds. Justin White trying to close that gap down the front stretch. That battle will continue into turn number 1 and 2. Justin White again comes to the inside. Bushy gets a beautiful run right through the middle of the racetrack. Down the backstretch, he will head towards turn number 3 and 4. Bushy's a lot quicker through 1 and 2, and it looks like Justin White catches up to him when they got to 3 and 4. Just as I said that, he drove up the hill. Bushy able to lengthen that distance out in front, and all of a sudden Tyler Bushy's found another gear in that X15 machine down the backstretch. He will go all by himself. They'll come off turn number 4 this time. Parallel flags will be coming out. They'll go to turn number 1 and 2. Bushy about 5 car lengths out in front off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Kevin Federle trying to close the gap on these first 2 cars. Going to run out of time here in the late going as we keep an eye on the Bushy machine off to turn number 4. Again, Justin White drove it in deep, but the white flag's going to be waving this time. He's got about a little over a quarter of a mile to get back to him as they work off turn number 2 down the backstretch, but Tyler Bushy's just going to pull away down the backstretch. He's going to pick up his second win, I should say, in 2 weeks in the X15 machine off turn number 4. Tyler Bushy out of Ogdensburg, New York is going to score the win in the C&M Quick Blues Custom Rustics Ride. The 1X of Justin White's going to be second. Third will be Kevin Federle. The 4th spot's going to go to Sean Kirby. Rounding out the top 5, that will be Burton Ward. He'll be followed by Tim Bailey, Pete Troy, and Blaine Kirby. 57K. Tyler, congratulations. We talked about this last week. You guys tried a few things. You went back to the old setup, and all of a sudden, this thing's a monster.
Yeah, we put it back the way we had it last year, and it's really rolling again.
You guys were lightning fast. Took a couple of laps to get to the front tonight, and when you finally got there, gone.
Yeah, I mean, this thing was hooked up right off the trailer again, and when it's like that, it's an easy night usually, and man, it just hooks around the bottom here, and it hooked around the bottom at Mohawk on Monday, and actually I ran the bottom at Fonda too, so So if I'm on the bottom, it's going good.
I got to ask you about this nice new shirt you're wearing.
Oh, I got to give a shout out. I don't know. He's probably not watching. He's racing at Utica, but my buddy Bo Ballard, he said this is an extra 10 horse, and I think it worked.
Yeah, I think he put you right out in front with that one. People you need to thank, Tyler.
Oh, I got to thank my dad, my uncle, Mike Fenton. I'm going to forget him. Kyle, Custom Rustics, Aaron, Frank, everybody. Trevor, if he's watching, everybody, all my family, friends watching at home, Mike Trapp, all my sponsors, C&M Quick Lube, Mike, I know he's here tonight, thank you, Peacemaker 420, everybody.
So you figured it out. You're having some fun now.
Oh, yeah, it's great now.
All right, congratulations. Tyler Bushy, 2 weeks in a row, is going to be your Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stock feature winner here at the Can-Am Speedway.